You would think that at this particular time, the public service would be, more focused or concerned about jobs being lost, redundancies, and all that sort of stuff. But nope. The focus is on counselling and safe spaces and indoctrination for incorrect use of personal pronouns. Let's check it out. So the public service are very focused on making sure that emails sent by anyone who works in any government department or organisation is putting their pronouns in their email signatures. Now, the link is entitled Pronoun Use in Email Signatures. Yes, a whole page on the website. Why using pronouns is beneficial. Pronouns are words used to refer to people. For example, she, her, he, him, or they, them. An easy way to normalise the use of pronouns is to include them in your email signature. And you'll see there are a few reasons why this is beneficial. When cisgender people, that's a made-up term, cisgender means people who acknowledge that you're born male or female, believe in biology. When cisgender people include pronouns, it normalises it for everyone and protects trans and gender diverse people when they include their pronouns. And having pronouns in an email signature signals you as an LGBTQIA+ ally. And then it says how to include your pronouns. Step 1, in your email signature, add your pronouns. She, he, they, ze, and so on after your name. Actually, I think there's 100 or 2 that you could possibly use. Step 2, hyperlink the pronouns to this web page so people can learn more by clicking on them. And then it says dealing with negative reactions. If you experience discrimination or negativity for using your pronouns in the workplace, please contact your team leader or HR department. These additional resources may help. And you'll see there, speaking up in the public service made easier is a resource. Now, I'm pretty sure that if you speak up about being born male and female, the only woman should use a woman's facilities and bathrooms, and that you support marriage between one man and woman, then speaking up in the public service will not be made easier. That's just a hunch. And then it says need to talk. Calling 1737 links you to a trained counsellor. Yep, apparently a negative reaction to your email signature could necessitate counselling. You could be triggered by someone saying, Zzer, what is that? Or you could trigger somebody by saying, I actually believe you're male or female, XX or XY. I mean, is there similar counselling for those being laid off? Or for whose children have been up all night with teething? Or who need marriage counselling? Whoops, said the marriage word. Sorry about that. And then it says, consider starting a meeting with each attendee sharing their name and pronouns. Hi, I'm Bob. I like the King James Version of the Bible, so please refer to me as thee, thou, and thy. It says include your pronouns in your LinkedIn profile. Ask people politely what pronouns they use. Don't assume pronouns based on appearance, name, or any other factor. What pronouns do you use? And don't use the term preferred or gender pronouns. Although people often mean well when they use these terms, it can imply that pronoun selection is a preference rather than a requirement, and using gender can ignore agender people. Okay, now this is interesting. Don't use the term preferred, even though it's based on your personal identity, and don't use gender, which is interesting because earlier in the page, they say gender diverse, cisgender, gender, you can see there, they need to make up their mind. And then just finally on the page, it says, get to know and understand some common rainbow terms. So we click through to that page, the Public Services Rainbow Inclusive Language Guide, in a section on using gender neutral language. And it says, we encourage the use of gender-neutral language whenever possible, as this makes communications more inclusive for all people and has a positive impact on gender equality. Even though gender equality is now completely random because we can't define man or woman. And then you'll see there a list of banned words. Don't use husband, wife, mother, father, policeman, policewoman, he, she. In other words, don't use words that are biologically correct or that correctly refer to marriage or parents or family. This is the new woke. It is grammatically correct, they say, to use they to refer to a single person. And they say we naturally do this when we don't know a person's gender. For example, if we're behind someone who's wearing a hoodie in the supermarket queue and the checkout operator calls next, we would say they were next, referring to one person. No, if I know a woman is in front of me, I say she's next. Or if it's a man or boy, he's next. It's pretty simple, really. It's much more personal and friendly. They're next is almost dismissive. And there is a funny disclaimer that they have at the end of the page. Language used in rainbow communities is continually changing. And as we learn more, some of the terminology or definitions we have listed here will also need updating. There are many cultural and gender identities that do not have a translation in the English language or an equivalent in Western culture. Well, actually, all the gender identities don't have an equivalent in Western culture. They're made up. They've actually said the quiet bit out loud. And it says it's also important to remember that everyone is different and how we use language is up to us as individuals. Some people do not use labels to describe themselves. Words, language, it's up to us to make them up as we go. And don't describe yourself. Some people do not use labels to describe themselves. Hi, I'm Bob. I describe myself as... Yeah, that's going to go well at the next team introduction. And I did note this at the bottom of this particular page, the rainbow tick, membership to the new cultural church. You know, ignore the 97% of others. Membership of this one is all that matters. Now, there's 3 additional pages that they want you to click through as part of this indoctrination. I mean, no wonder we think government departments don't deliver. They're so busy doing this more important stuff like learning their pronouns and memorizing the glossary of diversity and inclusion, common rainbow terms. And it says, get to know, understand and use these common rainbow terms. Note, this list is not exhaustive. Oh, it's exhausting, all right. Now, it's all the usual explanations, but there were a couple that stood out. There was one, ACE. ACE is apparently a colloquial abbreviation of asexual or aromantic. So when you've aced it, you're asexual or aromantic. Good one, ACE. Better be careful who you say that to. They do define straight, a person who is attracted to people of the other binary gender. Interesting. I didn't think there was binary in their view. And safe space refers to an environment in which everyone feels comfortable expressing themselves and participating fully without fear of attack, ridicule, or denial of experience. Oh, except if you're a Christian or believe that a man can't be a woman, or you have a wife or a husband of the opposite sex, then it probably won't be a safe space. So yeah, there you have it. Proper pronouns being preached in the public service. But rather than serving the public, there seems to be more interest in mandating wokeness amongst the staff with email signatures and safe spaces. Perhaps the tax cuts could be bigger if we spent even less on the public service department that pushes this ideology.